Joining me now to discuss this all-important day is community organizer and founder, the Accolades, Gbenga Owoyele. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Right. Let's even begin by understanding what the spirit behind volunteering is about. What does it mean even to you as an individual?
All right. Volunteering is basically giving some of the skills that you've earned, some of the experience you've got, your time, resources to a particular cause without expecting any financial gain in return. So if you look at the world generally, you see that for it to be what it is today and to be better, not everything should be paid for. So there are some things that will get done by mere volunteering. And the world has recorded a whole lot of it, migrating from the first world to the third world. Yeah. And also locally in Africa, we do ours in our own way too. And the UN slated this day for celebrating people who take out time to use those resources of theirs, time, you know, skills, experience to better their immediate society.
Right.
And of course, the direction of thought for Africans is that we should do more of it. Of course, we do it. That is why in the African proverb, there is a saying that says that one volunteer is better than 10 forced men. So, and Africans don't just put proverbs out there. It's out because it's part of us. Absolutely. And it's something we all agree with.
Right. As much as we all agree with it, there's the aspect of government supporting. Wow. Do we have those social policies that back volunteering as a country?
Well, because volunteering is something you do for yourself or an organization does, you know, there are some of it that are institutionalized. If you check, companies have what we call corporate social responsibilities.
Absolutely.
We have what we call personal social responsibilities. Of course, ministries, parastatals, supports, activities like that. SDGs are instituted across all local governments in Nigeria because of this same reason. And if you look through the programs of the United Nations, you see the same set of processes. So across the world, it's not new, it's not foreign, it's something that is enshrined across societies and across countries, you know. But of course, every country have this kind of limitation, especially in Africa.
While we are limitations?
Well, support in terms of funding for activities related to volunteering, you know, and also one of it is in terms of celebrating them. If you look through awards in Nigeria, home and abroad, you see that you scarcely find someone who wins Volunteer of the Year award. But of course, you see TVC win the TV Station of the Year. You see people who work with TVC win Media Person of the Year. Right. But nobody's looking in that direction of volunteers because somehow this side of the world, we have not paid attention to celebrating volunteers.
We haven't placed value on what they do.
Yes.
And that's the essence for celebrating days like this, which we offer, or commemorating days like this, which we do yearly. I mean, since 1985, that's like 36 years now. How is it that we haven't gotten to that level where we place value on these people? Well,
because for us, Africans have a way they react to volunteering. Is either we are seeing it from the perspective of maybe he's not too busy, that's why he have that time. Some of us feel he's doing it for clout. You know, I met someone who owns a charity foundation in Ikorodu, and he said one of the challenges they have is that the way people perceive what they do, they look at it from the political angle that maybe someday this guy is trying to contest in some years' time, and that's why he's doing this. So that's another challenge. So young people, old people, other people who want to do it be like, well, if I start it today, someone is going to say it's because he's got some agenda in the future. That's why he's trying to do this to lure us to support him much later. So, you know, so all of that is impacting the way Africans respond to volunteering.
Right. So we need to change our mindset,
of course,
when it comes to volunteering. Perhaps another thing people need to understand is the impact of volunteering on nation building. The benefits, why it's important to have volunteers. Perhaps you could shed more light on that.
Well, volunteers are the backbone of national development across board, because if you look through the activities of every nation at every point in time, those things that led to change in a community are things that people do without being paid for it. Look at the struggle for democracy in Africa across board. Nobody paid that generation for doing that. It was all a volunteer thing for them to do. Look at the climate challenge that we're having across the world. Companies, governments are putting effort into it, not because they are expecting anything in return, you know, but exactly because they know that when the environment is healthy enough to live, then there will be other opportunities. People live longer to pay more tax. People live longer to go to work. People live healthier life, basically to be valuable.
Yes.
So, but of course, those activities that give them that opportunity, you cannot charge them for it. So you need to do it from the perspective of not expecting profits, and that is where volunteering.
So how do we commemorate a day like this quickly?
Well, one of the things we should do is each and every one of us should look for an opportunity around our communities to volunteer. Another thing we should do is, if we find someone doing it around, we should give them a clap. And that is what we will be doing with Accolades Award across Lagos next week, Saturday. We want to give a clap to community leaders, individuals, groups, businesses who are volunteering in their own way to improve the state of things in their community. And
hopefully that will begin to change the narrative and the mindset of people towards volunteering and volunteers.
True.
Thank you so much, Gbenga Owoyele, community organizer and founder, the Accolades. Thank you.
Yeah.